student, welcome once again to my YouTube chemistry channel, Amazing Chemistry Classes. I'm your chemistry teacher, Dr. Rohit Chakravarti, an educator, a senior research scientist by profile. So today, bachcho, we are going to start a new chapter, that is the atomic structure. Again, a very important chapter for class 11th. Basics of atomic structures. Here, different postulates have been given by different scientists. How the entire atomic structure has been elucidated, the different contributions of the scientists that has been given. We are going to start with this topic. So let's start the chapter. So first we are going to study about brief history of the atom. So in 460 BC, Democritus developed the idea of atom, and he pounded up material in his pestle and mortar until he had reduced them into smaller and finer particles, which he called atoma. So basically he has given a word that is atoma. It is a Greek word, and the meaning of this word is that it is indivisible particle. So he was the first one, Democritus, in 460. He has given this term firstly, atoma. Moving on to the next slide. So in 1808, the scientist John Dalton, he suggested that all matters are made up of tiny spheres that were able to bounce around with perfectly elasticity, and he called them atoms. So basically, after in 1808, John Dalton was the first one who suggested that the all the matters was made up of tiny spheres that were able to bounce around with perfectly elasticity, and they call it as atoms. In 1898, a scientist, Joseph John Thomson, he founded that atoms could sometimes eject a far smaller negative particle, which he called as an electron. So Thomson was the first one who has given the term electron, and he was the one who has given a small negative particles which he called as an electron. Now, regarding the discovery of the electron in 1897, J.J. Thomson, he used a cathode ray tube. बच्चों आप लोग देख पा रहे होंगे, this is the pictorial representation of the cathode ray tube to reduce the presence of negatively charged particle in the electrons. So what he has done, there is a cathode tube. On the left hand side you can see there is a cathode, and on the right hand side there is an anode, and it is connected to a high voltage battery. And what happened, there is a positive plate and the negative plate, and there is a hole through which vacuum has been created so that there is no air particle inside it, and there is a slit between the cathode ray. On the cathode, so there is a slit in the cathode plate. All right. So the results or the conclusion of this experiment was the cathode rays start from the cathode and move towards the anode. And the second one is these rays themselves are not visible. They are not visible by the naked eyes, but their behavior can be observed with the help of certain kind of a material which are called fluorescent or phosphorescent, which glow when hit by them. So in the absence of electrical or magnetic field, these rays travel in a straight line. When there is absence of a magnetic radiation, so these rays travel in a straight line from cathode to anode. And in the presence of electrical or magnetic field, the behavior of cathode rays are similar to that expected from the negatively charged particle, suggesting that the cathode rays consist of negatively charged particles called electrons. So this is the first experiment which was carried out by Sir J.J. Thomson, and he was the first one who actually gave this concept of electrons, who has given that there are certain charged particles which move from cathode to anode, and they are negatively charged particles which he called them as electrons. And the fifth point is that the characteristics of cathode rays, that is electron, it does not depend upon the material of the electrodes and the nature of the gas present in the cathode ray tube. Thus, we can conclude that the electrons are basic constituent of all the atoms. So, by this we can conclude that the electrons are the basic constituent of all the atoms. Now, charge to mass ratio. What is E by M ratio? How J.J. Thomson has calculated? So, in 1897, British physicist J.J. Thomson measured the ratio of electrical charge E to the mass of electron Me by using cathode ray tube and applying electrical and magnetic field perpendicular to each other as well as to the path of electrons. So according to him, greater the magnitude of the charge on the particle, greater is the deflection. Lighter the particle, greater the deflection. So what was the next point was greater the magnetic field of the electric magnitude, greater the deflection. So this is the presentation. Yeah, here you can see there's a fluorescent spot deflection scale. You can see there's a cathode ray. From this you can see the picture of the cathode ray, the electrical field that has been created here, so that the cathode ray get deflected, and on through fluorescent spot we can see the deviation of the cathode ray, how cathode rays has been generated, how it goes through a magnetic field and how it gets deflected. So when only electric field is applied, the electrons deviate from their path and hit the cathode ray tube at a point. Similarly, when only magnetic field is applied, electron strikes the cathode ray tube at a point C. By carefully balancing the electrical and magnetic field strength, it is possible to bring back the electrons to the path followed, as in the absence of electrical or magnetic field, and they hit the point at point B. So at point B they hit the So by carrying out accurate measurement on the amount of deflection observed by the electrons on the electric field strength or magnetic field strength, Sir J.J. Thomson was able to determine the value of EM. So E by M value has been calculated by him, and the value is 1.758820 into 10 to the power 11 coulombs per kg. So here you can see initially the TV which we are having in our house. Nowadays we are having LED TV, but initially we are having the cathode ray tubes in the television, and the computer screens also were based on the cathode ray tubes. So this cathode ray tube pass electricity through a gas, and that is contained at a very low pressure. Mass and charge of the electron, how it was. So second experiment was conducted, that was oil drop apparatus, and in 1916 the Robert Millikan, he was a scientist, determined the mass and the charge of the electron. So he was the one who carried out this experiment, and the mass of the electron is 9.11 into 10 to the power minus 28. These values are very important बच्चों, so you guys have to learn it. आप लोगों को पढ़ना है इन स्लाइड्स को और अच्छे से ये values याद कर लेनी है. And the name of the scientist is also important. The scientists, those who have given some postulates, और जिन्होंने इलेक्ट्रॉन कैसे डिस्कवर किया, what is the experiment, what experiment was all about, how the conclusions has been drawn out, तो ये सारे points आपको अच्छे से याद करने हैं. So this is the entire this pictorial representation how it was done. So he found it that the charge on the electron to be 1.6 10 to the power minus 19 coulombs. The present accepted value of electrical charge is 1 minus 1.6022 10 to the power minus 19. It is more accurate. The mass of the electrons was determined by combining these results with Thomson value of Me by Me ratio, that is mass is equal to 9.1094 into 10 to the power minus 31 kg. So now discuss about the discovery of protons and neutrons. I think बच्चों ये हम लोग next video में cover up करेंगे. Till date I think I have covered up few experimental, that is your cathode ray experiments are J.J. Thomson, E by M ratio. So this topic, that is the discovery of protons and neutrons, I will discuss brief, and rest all slides I will discuss in the second video. So in this, electrical discharge carried out in the modified cathode ray tube led to the discovery of particles carrying out positive charge. So what happened in that, they have taken an electrical discharge carried out in the modified, उन्होंने क्या किया था, modify कर दिया था cathode ray tube को, and which lead to the discovery of particles which carry the positive charge, and these are known as canal rays. So the positively charged particles, they depend upon the nature of the gas present in the cathode ray tube, and these are simply the positive charge gaseous ion. And the charge to the mass ratio of the particle is found to depend on the gas from which these originate. So some of the positively charged particles carry a multiple of fundamental unit of electrical charge. So bacho, thank you so much for watching my videos. For rest of the slides, you have to watch my video. In next part, I will upload few more videos for you. Thank you so much. Do like, share and subscribe my channel.